They're breathing down Baltimore's neck now. 25-18, just a half game back, so a win tonight can put them into first place, tie with the Baltimore Blast, who had the night off. The goalkeeping tonight, and it's been terrific, really, in this month of March and throughout this stretch since we last saw you here on TV5. Goalkeeping's been terrific. Mike Dollar, in particular, going for his 6th win in a row tonight. We asked him what he attributes the turnaround to.
Well, it's not just the goalkeeping. Yeah, we've been doing our part, but obviously everybody on the field has been doing their part. Good performances from the defense right through the offense, midfield, getting a few lucky bounces, working very hard. It's all come together to get, put us into a winning streak.
Can you win this whole thing? Can you finish first?
Certainly, we're very confident. We don't want to look too far ahead or get too cocky, but obviously things are going very well for us. We've played some good teams and beaten them, and we just want to keep that going.
This is one of those good teams, Enzo. This team is tough. They have outscored Kansas City in the 6 games they've played so far this year. The goalkeeping is going to be tested tonight.
Well, Don, I think we talked about it at the beginning of the season that with the tandem that the Comets have now with the Jim Gorsuch and Mike Dollar, I think right now they're probably one of the top 2 tandems in the league. And I think with the 2 goalkeeping, I think they're going to make it a long stretch in the playoffs.
All right, we got a good one coming up here with a red-hot San Diego team. The opening kickoff is next, so stay with us.
Put it this way, if I have any more kids, it's not going to be, my marriage won't be so good.
Bye, honey. Have a nice day at work. Hello, you-ho.
Funny you should ask. I did bring some pictures. But don't make me laugh. You're going to wrinkle my...
And I figure if you're nearsighted in one eye and farsighted in the other, there's got to be some balance there.
No, they're for decoration.
Whoever invented high heels hated women.
It's a good attitude. I've been lucky. You're nice.
Some things are better not seen.
You got a little speck. You got a little speck right there.
This is what American Airlines does better than anyone else. Arrive on time, again and again. In fact, American has had the best on-time arrival record of the 9 largest domestic airlines for as long as records have been kept. American Airlines, the on-time machine.
Lots of motor oils claim to be tough. Quaker State puts it in writing.
Ask your participating service center about Quaker State's tough lubrication guarantee.
Only a tough motor oil can make a guarantee this tough. Quaker State is one tough motor oil.
As of right now, you can buy a brand new 1990 Excel at your Hyundai dealer for just $58.99. That's all. And it still comes standard with fuel-injected power, variable intermittent wipers, electric rear defroster, steel-belted radials, 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. In fact, over 70 standard features, all for just $58.99. Owl, not me.
Limited time cash rebates will save you hundreds on all new Excel. See your dealer for details.
It's Oak and Accent's big table and chair sale. Beautiful tables with your choice of 4 solid oak chairs, all for just $4.79. Oak and Accents, Metcalf or Nolan Road.
This is the 7th and final meeting of the year between the Sockers and the Kansas City Comets. The Comets have beat them only twice this season, and both of those wins were here at Kemper Arena. San Diego has outscored the Comets 27-19 in the first 6 games of this series. So it should be interesting to see what happens. This is one team that the Comets obviously had a lot of problems with, even during their red-hot streak, since they have really turned things around in the month of March. As we said, their last loss in this month, their only loss in the month, was to San Diego out on the coast. Zoltan Toth will be in the goal tonight for the San Diego Sockers. He brings a record of 10-10 in here. His goals against average is 3.63. He's one of the good ones, to say the least. And there's the man who will start for Kansas City, Mike Dollar, number 2 in the MISL. His one-loss record, 14-8. His goals against, 3.67. And Enzo, you can't really talk enough about the goalkeeping. Both Dollar and Gorsuch have been superb.
Well, I think, Don, everybody knew at the beginning of the season that they needed that performance from both goalkeepers. They both had off years for them the year prior to this, and this year they're both having outstanding seasons. Last year it was probably Zoltan Toth and Victor Negura who were the top 2 goalkeepers probably in the league, and they're still ranked up there. But I think right now with Jim and Mike Dollar, they're having a very, very strong season.
Head coach Dave Clements going for his 200th career win. If he wins tonight, it would be number 200. Only the 5th man in MISL history to win 200. Mike Dowler, by the way, and there's Ron Newman. He's one of the 4 other guys on that list who have won better than 200. He's a legend in this league. And wouldn't you know it, the San Diego team, which had been struggling, a lot of people said they were dead, they were out of it, that they'd folded their tent not too long ago. Here they are right back in the thick of things, to say the least. They're 19-22. They're on a red-hot tear right now. They lost to Wichita, but they've won 5 of their last 7 games before losing, having their 4-game winning streak snapped Saturday night in Wichita 9-6. We're underway early, and the Sockers get on the board before we can even catch our breath. Right there. Paul Wright gets the goal. Recently acquired from Cleveland in a trade that San Diego sent Zoran Karic to Cleveland for this guy Wright, and he scores just 8 seconds into the game. Oh my goodness.
Well, this is one thing you don't want to happen. Here we see Paul Wright, who just takes the shot, and the ball goes right between Neely's legs, and really no chance for Mike Dowler. Here's Bronco flicking the ball onto Paul Wright, and he controls the ball here and just plays it right through Neely's legs, and really, that's not the way you want to start the game.
Boy, Doug Neely just really got a lesson from Paul Wright on that play. As I mentioned, they just recently acquired him from Cleveland in return for Zoran Karic, who was their #1 scorer last season and was having a good year this year. Goossens comes right back to tie it. Holy cow! Jan Goossens at 14:37, and this game is tied, and they're still coming in and sitting down.
Well, talk about some little bit shady defense right now. I mean, I think everybody's just waiting to see what happens. Nobody's settled into this game. There's already 2 goals. Here we see Doyle in the corner here fighting the ball with Kevin Crow, and not many times you win the ball, and Doyle just plays the ball out here to Goossens, and this is one of the easier goals that Goossens is going to score.
Wes Wade was the man in the middle right there. He couldn't make the interception, number 24.
Here we see Doyle again to Jan, and again, I mean, Goossens is normally marked by 2 or 3 people, and he was wide open there. I mean, that's probably one of the easiest goals this year for him.
Jan Goossens, goal number 34. He's already joined the 500 club. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But my gosh, these folks aren't even settled in their seats yet. They're still coming into the arena, and the game is already not even a minute old, and 2 goals have been scored. That's unbelievable. Here's Crow battling with Doyle along the near side, and it finally gets to Zoltan Toth to come out throwing. We'll talk a little bit more about that trade as Cacho plays it up to center that sent Paul Wright here from Cleveland for Karic, because it was kind of unusual. Crow plays it to Rod Castro, and Castro gets dumped from behind, and they'll call the foul on Kansas City. In case you just joined us, it is 1-1 if you tuned in a minute late. Paul Wright scored 8 seconds into the game, and just a few seconds later, Jan Goossens scored, and it is 1-1. We're all tied up. Oh, my. On the restart, Goossens tries to play it out of the box, and he does. Comes off the glass and across the line. Played ahead by Kim Rundfed. Comets with a 2-on-2. Rundfed looking for Goossens deep on the left wing. He'll have to play it off the boards. Double teamed in the corner. He still manages to center it as Jacques Ladouceur took a shot at him in the corner right there, but Goose managed to center it. And now the foul is called against San Diego, so the Comets will get the restart here. On the restart, it comes up top to Rundfed. Rundfed's coming off an injury. Back in action now. Ladouceur controls for San Diego. You know, that's been an interesting thing too, Enzo, as people have gone down hurt. Like when Rundfed was out, everybody thought that's going to hurt the defense. It didn't. Guys like Gino Schiraldi, Ian Fraser came to the forefront, played well.
Well, I think, Don, you're seeing the chemistry now starting to blend. And earlier on, everybody thought that the team was better than they were, and they were losing games, and everybody couldn't understand why. They were saying it was the coach, it was the players. They didn't know what the problem was. But I think you're seeing now that they're starting to gel, and that everybody is taking a part in the winning. And I think that a lot of the players who haven't gotten recognition as the Annabelles and the Frasers and the Boncheks have done a good job.
Restart comes out to Barry Wallace. Paul Wright's a goal came 8 seconds into the game, as I said, and then Doyle scored 23 seconds into the game. A long shot, and Zoltan Toth manages to scoop that one up. So the action started quickly and now seems to be calming down a little bit.
Well, I think also Kansas City, I mean, the only loss with this season was to San Diego, and it was a 7-1 loss in San Diego. And I think tonight they want to show that they can play with San Diego.
Sockers, as I mentioned, come in here playing some darn good soccer. They have come to life now, and they're battling for this thing. They're tied with St. Louis for second in the West. Nice save by Dowler as they post up right there, Paul Wright, and we may get a 2-minute call here. Looks like a penalty was called. Paul Wright was posting up, trying to set up Segota. And what happened, Enzo?
Well, I think they might have even a shootout here right now, but it was a great save by Mike Dowler. Give Mike Dowler the credit on the save. There was a big save by Mike Dowler, and he was taken down in the box, so I think they're going to have a shootout here. And I think that's what they're calling right now.
They're calling Doug Neely for holding, and it could be a shootout since it was in the box area.
Well, here we see the play develop right here. Here's Brian Quinn just playing the ball into to Bronco, who just kind of flicks the ball over to
looked like it was to Paul
Wright.
Yeah.
And but what Dowler's complaining about is Paul Wright actually got his shot away, so really it should have been just a 2-minute penalty rather than a shootout, because he wasn't taken down and the shot wasn't taken. The shot was taken after the play.
Well, the referee didn't see it that way, obviously, and there's Segota lining up for the shootout. Segota will get, 5 seconds to score this. Here he goes. Dowler comes out, and Bronco Segota, one of the best in the business, gets the goal. The shootout goal, his 24th goal of the year, and it's 2-1 San Diego.
Well, here we see the shootout right now. I mean, shootout, I would say, is a 50-50 chance that they're going to score or it's going to be saved. And you see Bronco Segota hitting the ball with the outside of his right foot, and normally when Segota's all alone like that, it's very difficult to save that ball. If nobody's ever seen a shootout, if Mike Dowler made the save, Segota's got still 5 seconds to finish off the shot or a score.
12:31 remaining. It is 2-1 Kansas City. We'll come back in a moment.
Winning Kansas City over, we're gonna move you, make you smile. Have you driven a Ford? Winning Kansas City over, that special look, you're moving in style. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Today, changing your hair is as easy as pushing a button. Lilt presents Push Button Perming. Just push the button for lots of body. Push the button for great hold. Lilt foam makes it easier because unlike lotions, you see where it's going for less drips, less guesswork. Now you can have beautiful hair with push button perming, only from Lilt.
Here we see the last replay on the takedown. You see Bronco Segota just laying the ball back off to Paul Wright, and he gets taken down by Neely here. And again, what Mike Dowler was complaining was the shot was taken. And, you know, he made the save, and it should have been really a 2-minute penalty rather than a shootout. But the referees must have called it just before he shot the ball.
If you pull a player down while he's in the act of shooting in that penalty area, it is considered a shootout, right?
It is, as long as he has no chance to take the shot. Or
that's right. He gets pulled down and doesn't get the opportunity to shoot.
And where he did, and they must have called it before he took the shot. But nonetheless, Bronco Segota converted the shootout.
Bronco Segota, 24th goal of the year. Segota, of course, is only the second player in MISL history to record 700 points in his career. That's unbelievable. He reached that mark just last week. Well, so pretty tough to stop Bronco on a one-on-one.
Well, Bronco's a big star in this league. I knew Bronco when we were in New York and when he was just a youngster, when he was about 15 or 16 years old, and he was a star then, and he's continued that.
Tadiak headed it back in to Zoltan Toth, who'd kicked it out the center, but the Sockers control it and bring it back up as Cacho has it right there, the former Comet. He'll play it over to Lado Sur at center. Lado Sur breaking in on it. He can get dumped on the play as number 17, Rod Castro. Castro's having a good year for this team. He's got 19 goals. He went down on that play. as the Comets defensed him pretty well.
Well, you see San Diego's a lot of different faces on the team right now. I mean, there's the Castros and, you know, Ralph Black coming from Tacoma, and there's a lot of new faces on this team.
There's Castro again and over the Kansas City line, takes an elbow as Goosens rides him off the ball. Doyle fighting for it. David Doyle gets up. Cacho's marking him. Here's Doyle at center. Doyle breaking down the right side. Runs right into Ralph Black, who's back on defense on the play, and a whistle here. And, Doyle came up swinging on Cacho. Well, a little shoving on that one. Ralph Black was the man who defended it, but Doyle's letting Cacho know he didn't like the way he was doing that. Called the foul on Kansas City.
Well, there's never any love lost between these two, that's for sure. I mean, here we see Doyle actually pushing the player down. Then as he's down, he's getting kicked there by Ralph Black, and he by no means takes anything from anybody. And then you see Brian Quinn, and they're both two tough players.
It's going to be a good physical game. San Diego fighting, of course, in the West, tied for second going into this game, and Kansas City with a chance to win their 12th in a row at home, but more importantly, move into a tie for first in the MISL East.
Well, the one feeling you get here tonight is with these two teams, you're going to see a lot of shots on goals, a lot of action. It's not like some other teams where they a little bit defensive and a little less action. You're going to know there's going to be some action around the goal tonight.
Restart, Segota took the shot. It was blocked out in front, and Ladouceur tried to steer it in, couldn't do it. And here's Ian playing it in deep. Ian for Hundell, his shot is high, or rather Tediek, excuse me, his shot is high off the glass. Greg Ian still with it, gets it into Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell is being marked closely, as you might expect, and the Sockers come away with it. 10:08 to go. It is 2-1 San Diego as Segota scores on a shootout goal to give the Sockers the lead. After both teams exchange goals in the first minute of this game. Sockers did score first, and they are 12-10 when they do score first. They scored 8 seconds into the game. Comets, on the other hand, are 12-9 when their opposition scores first. Keep those stats in mind, but those goals came so quickly in the first minute, I'm not sure they really make any difference. Oh, that was quick. Goosen scored at 23 seconds into the game after Paul Wright had scored at 8 seconds into the game. But the Sockers have been scoring as they are so capable of doing. Here's Ian off the glass, and it's cleared out of there by Jim Gabara. But Kansas City will control. This is Tediek. Tediek is one of the guys who's come on strong, Enzo, in this surge in the month of March. Eck goes down, and no penalty, but they will call the foul, and Kansas City will get possession.
Well, I was just going to mention that myself, that here's the foul here. We see the foul by Jim Gabara, who takes down Tediek, and he's definitely one of the players that have come on and scored some goals for Kansas City, and he just hits the post there.
Oh, good shot by Eck. Just hit that far post.
Tediek has just done a great job. He's come in at the right time and started scoring some goals for Kansas City, and has taken some pressure off Jan Goosens and Mitchell.
3-on-3, Paul Wright on the run. Dowler gets out in front, and then it caroms in. Oh, what a tough break. Dowler played that the only way he could play it on Paul Wright. He came out to smother the ball and stopped him, and somehow it just takes a San Diego bounce into the open net.
Well, there's definitely been some bad bounces tonight, and I think the defense has been very, very, very shaky right now. I mean, there's been some really bad goals, I think. Here we see the replay here. Paul Wright getting past one of the defenders. And I think right here, possibly Mike Dowler could have still picked the ball up with his hands, and he tried to play with his feet and went off the Paul Wright.
You saw David Doyle coming back in there to help out on defense. Isn't that Doyle?
Here's Doyle chasing, and Mike, I guess, is figuring he's going to come outside his area, and he tries to kick it, and it goes off Paul Wright, and you take the risk of that happening, and that's exactly what happened.
Paul Wright gets the goal, his second of the game. It comes at 6:12 with Wad Hermes getting the assist. It is 3-1 San Diego. As I mentioned, the Sockers have been scoring. They have won 5 of their last 7 games, and in that stretch, they have outscored their opponents 45-27. They have also outscored Kansas City on the season as well. And certainly, you've seen their offense here. They've outscored them 27-19 on the season. 3-1 with 8:20 to go in the first quarter. Boy, has this been an explosive game. Dowler kicks it long, and they'll call him for 3 lines here, and we'll get a free kick back at the Kansas City line.
Well, I'm sure if Mike had to do that all over again, I'm sure if he realized that he was in his area, he would have used his hands. But I think he was coming out too far and played it with his feet. And I'm sure the other players were looking at the same situation saying, why didn't you use your hands? But, you know, when as a goalkeeper, you have to make the decision on what you're going to do.
Well, it looked really, when you think about it, it looked like it was the right thing to do.
Well, it's easier to stand up here and see where you're at. And when you're down there and you're coming out, you know, full force, you don't have that, you know, vision that we do from up here.
That was the rookie McClagan who took the last shot, and the foul is called here on San Diego. Comets will get the free kick. Goosens will take it. 7:51 to go. It is 3-1 Sockers. Goosens, a shot right off the free kick, and Zoltan Toth smothers it in the corner near the post. What a start.
Well, now you see Kansas City, I think, changing their strategy. Now they've all dropped back to the halfway line as soon as San Diego won the ball in their own zone. They immediately dropped back, and now you see them coming out a little bit, but before they were playing man-to-man, high pressure on San Diego.
Barry Wallace is playing in the back with Kim Runfed right now, and Goosens is out with Eck and Doug McClagan. That's Wallace right there, who roughs up Rod Castro, and I'm going to call that one against San Diego. Boy, I guess he thought Castro pushed off, but he was getting chopped pretty good by Kimmy.
Well, I guess the referee saw something we didn't, but...
Runfed plays it to Goosens. Goosens tries to post up. Nice pass to Runfed, and Zoltan Toth had to come out and break it up. Boy, Goosens set up Ian Frazier in Sunday's win over Dallas on a same play like that. Dowler comes out this time and kicks it out the center, and Runfed has it. Doyle losing it to Castro. Here's Castro coming in, and Dowler got a piece of that one and got it up over the glass and behind the net.
That was a good play by Mike Dowler. That ball was coming around the boards there.
6 minutes, 43 seconds to go. First quarter, San Diego 3, Kansas City 1.
Once again, Price Chopper drops the price of your groceries. This week, save on these Price Chopper specials. Enjoy USDA-inspected boneless rump roast for only $1.79 a pound. Crisco pure vegetable or corn oil in the 48-ounce bottle, only $1.99 each. And assorted varieties of 24-pack Coca-Cola and Coke products are only $4.88 each. Limit one per family at this price. Year after year, you get more for your money at Price Chopper. We bring you the best food. We give you the best price.
America's best, Ben Franklin. At America's Contacts and Eyeglasses, new patients get soft contacts or 2 pair of eyeglasses for $49.99, including the eye exam.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
That's 2 pair of eyeglasses or a pair of daily wear soft contacts, including the eye exam, $49.99 at America's Contacts and Eyeglasses. Call now.
There you see San Diego tied for second place with St. Louis in the MISL West. 19-22. Sockers, as I said, won 5 of their last 7. They had a 4-game winning streak snapped with a loss Saturday night to Wichita 9-6. You know, Enzo, that was the Wings' 7th straight win over San Diego this season. That's unbelievable.
Well, I mean, San Diego right now is starting to roll. They're the second hottest team next to Kansas City, and they're starting to score a lot of goals right now.
No team has beaten San Diego more than 5 straight times, so to beat them 7 times is something. And this San Diego team, they've won the title how many times? What, 7? 7 championships. And, you know, everybody thought they were through, isn't it? These guys are, what's wrong with San Diego? We kept saying, what's wrong with San Diego?
Yeah,
well,
but
now look what's wrong with San Diego.
If you notice also, San Diego, when they've won championships, they've won them when they've been in first place and when they've been in 4th place. Yeah. They've won them in different positions in the standings.
When it comes time to pick up the money, they're always there, right?
They're always there.
They figure to be a factor, and don't be surprised if they don't end up with a championship series, although right now you got to like the way Dallas has played all season long.
Well, Dallas is having a great season right now, and again, they have to continue that in the playoffs, and if their momentum is going well, then it's going to be between those 2 teams.
Foul is called against the Comets, 6:15 to go, first quarter. There you see a ground level look at Cacho, the former Comet, who's come over here to San Diego and has done quite well, fit right in with this team. 11 goals on the season. Here's Teddy Eck winning this one. Eck is out with Mitchell. He loses it to Ladouceur. Now Cacho controls for San Diego. Sockers at 19-22. Comets at 25-18, trying to win their 12th in a row at home. It's interesting, too. San Diego, you remember how the Comets couldn't buy a win on the road this season. Whoop, watch out here. That one's headed up over the glass by Cacho. Comets couldn't buy a win on the road this season. Now all of a sudden they're 7-15 on the road, 3-1 this month. And suddenly San Diego's got the worst road record in the league. That was an honor that the Comets had until this month.
Well, San Diego, I mean, is definitely unusual for San Diego. Normally they're at the 500 mark normally on the road when they're playing well.
5 San Diego saves. Dollar with 2. Sockers 5-15 on the road. That's hard to believe. Here's Mitchell. Can't get much of a shot off. He was marked closely by Kevin Crow. Comes out to Ladouceur at center. In case you're wondering where Steve Jungle is, he hasn't been out there. Steve Jungle, isn't that hard to believe too? I guess the great one's coming at the end of the line now, Enzo. He's only played the 16 games this year. Jungle's only got 3 goals on the year. Whoa.
I think, you know, he knows that it's over. I mean, he's only played in 16 games, 3 goals, and I'm sure for Jungle, knowing Jungle the way I do, that it's got to hurt him because he's a great player and, you know, his career is ending.
Jungle and Bronco Segota out on the field together was an awesome sight in San Diego. They were unbelievable for those many seasons they played together there. Frankly, I'd just soon not see them together anymore.
Well, that's for sure. And I think Bronco owes Jungle for molding him the way he is because he brought him up as he was a rookie.
Tommy Kane, who's seeing some limited action now. Much of this season lost for Kane because of an injury, but he is getting some limited action in the last few games. Kane goes out. Goosens is out there with Doyle and Bonchek. Wallace and Rundfed on defense, and the Goose gets dumped. Foul will be called against San Diego. Obviously, should it be a 2-minute penalty? The Goose thought, look.
Well, here we see the foul right here. I mean, Goose is being tripped up. I mean, no question about the foul. I guess everybody was looking for the penalty.
Doyle out in front, and he puts it in the seats. Cogsville was the man who took Goosens down, a rookie. 4:17 to go now. Comets will play Wichita on Friday. This is the 3rd game of a 4-game homestand. Play Wichita on Friday, then go to Baltimore on Saturday and play. So this is one busy week. It's not exactly the way you want to finish the month of March, which has been so good with 6-1.
Well, I think right now the Comets want to take one game at a time. I'm sure they're not looking at the next game. This is a very important game to them. Besides, in the standings, they just want to make sure that they can beat San Diego. This could be one of the teams they end up with. So, you know, in the finals or so. So they want to show everybody in the league that they are for real. I mean, San Diego's a tough team, even though their record doesn't show it.
There's Goosens now at center, playing it to Doug Neely. It's not been a good night so far in the early going for Neely. We're still in the first quarter here, 3-1 San Diego. Goosens still has it. Goosens plays it up top. That's McClagan. McClagan tries to set up a give and go with Eck, and the Comets will pull it out and try to set it up again. Eck in the corner for Goosens. Boy, look how they just get her all over him. Oh, thank you for blowing the whistle. Fernandez was in his shirt. George Fernandez just all over him. All right, on the restart, up top, Neely, and it's blocked out in front by Gabarra. Gabarra made the block. Wright tries to head it out. Oh, nice scissors kick by McClagan. Just a little bit high, and Zoltan Toth tipped it up over the glass.
Well, there's a play you don't see too often, and normally those end up in the stands, and that was a big save by Zoli to be alert. Here we see McClagan again, and that's very difficult to do that bicycle kick, and Zoltan was alert enough to deflect the ball over the crossbar because that was heading into the goal.
Greatest bicycle kick I ever saw was Gordon Hill. Do you remember that one?
Yes, that was in Phoenix.
In Phoenix, Arizona. On the restart, nobody there as Rundfed put a soft pass out, and Barry Wallace was back deep. Let's set it up again. Goosens makes 2 moves. They double team him whenever they can. Goose is pushed off the ball, but Rundfed has it. Here's Kim. Inside 3 minutes left in the first quarter. It was a sensational goal. It was a great scissors kick. I think he must have been outside the red line. I think it was a heck of a play.
The unfortunate part about that goal was the replay was so blurry that they couldn't get it.
That's right. It wasn't on TV, and they were shooting it with just a one-camera shoot for one of the local stations, and they didn't get it. It came so quickly. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell tries to get around Crow, can't do it. Kevin Crow in the corner. Now Jacques Ladouceur, veteran player, been with this San Diego club for several seasons. He's a good one. Runfend controls for the Comets on the near side. It is 3-1 San Diego, in case you just joined us. Paul Wright with 2 of San Diego's goals. Segota has 1 on a shootout goal. Cacho back the other way, and Cacho gets dumped by Doyle, and they're going to call 2 minutes on Doyle for tripping. So the Comets are going to have to kill off a penalty here as San Diego goes on the power play.
Well, here we see the play right here. Cacho's have the ball, and he's slowing down and actually waiting for David Doyle. And when you take a player from behind, 90% of the time you're going to get a penalty. And I mean, the referee was justified in calling a penalty. He was taken down from behind. Definitely something that they don't need is a penalty right now to go down another goal.
San Diego, in the 6 games that these teams have played, has got 4 power play goals against the Comets. They're 6 of 10, so that's 60% conversion rate. Comets have really improved their penalty killing team, Enzo. That's the season stat for San Diego, 60% conversion rate. Or rather, the Comets have stopped them 60%. It's 40% conversion rate against Kansas City, so 10% better than their average on the season. Segota will quarterback it. Comets has improved their penalty killing unit. They're now number 3 in the league.
But I still think for the Kansas City team, I think they're averaging 68%. I still think they'd like to get that percentage a little bit higher to in the 70s.
Comets have allowed 21 power play goals in 65 attempts. That's good for 3rd in the MISL. Segota, number 20, of course, will quarterback the power play, as you might expect. He's the offense. He lets go of the long shot. It comes back over to Ben Collins. Segota again, and Dollar makes a sensational save. Oh, he stopped him at point-blank range.
Well, there's a player you don't want to get in front of too often. I mean, when Bronco gets a hold of a ball, I'm sure that's been clocked at least at 90 miles an hour, if not more. I mean, he's got a rocket.
A minute 10 left in the quarter and 1:08 left in the penalty. Restart. Segota. That's Collins. Collins only plays on the power play, apparently. He hasn't been out at all tonight, but he's out on the power play. He's got 23 goals. That's Collins right there. Collins hitting it to Castro. Shot by Segota again. And you could hear that one and see the glass shake.
Well, that one might have went just off the post there. I mean, what a shot from the angle. I mean, normally most players can't even get that near the goal.
It's one that didn't go through the glass. He hit that one so hard. Here's Castro. Castro moving in. Castro tries to slide it through Kim Runfend's legs. Here's Segota winding up, and his shot is off the mark. Collins controls it. Plays it in the left corner, centering it out in front for Gabarra. And Dollar was there to break it up. Now Dollar will slow it down with 22 seconds left in the power play. Here's Dale Mitchell chasing it down. Mitchell looking for a short-handed goal. Nice save by Zoltan Toth. Penalty counting down. You see it on your screen. It's going to end just about 2 seconds before the quarter ends. And there's the horn. That's the end of the quarter as Mike Dowler gets a piece of that last shot. It wouldn't have counted. The horn had gone off. Well, you've seen about everything in this quarter. You saw 2 goals in the first 23 seconds of the game. Paul Wright scored for San Diego 8 seconds in, and Goosen's 23 seconds in for the Comets. We've seen a shootout goal. It's 3-1 after 1. And we've still got a long way to go in this one.
The day has dawned on an evolutionary new way to locate your next home. Introducing the Summerson Burroughs Property Line. For the first time ever, you can find the right home with a simple touch-tone phone.
Honey! Honey, I found a 3-bedroom ranch that sounds just perfect!
The world of real estate will never be the same again.
What does value mean? Yes, value means low prices. But at Bob's IGA, it also means the finest product selection. And value means a friendly, helpful staff in a clean store. So at Bob's IGA, value means quality. Plus, price comparisons prove Bob's costs no more. Don't compromise quality to get price alone. At Bob's, it truly costs less. That's the value of Bob's IGA.
We do the Bob's Bob.
The customer on the left thought anyone could do a brake job. The customer on the right went to CarX Muffler and Brake and got exactly what she expected. At CarX, we're brake specialists. We use only quality parts designed to fit your car. Plus, we feature a lifetime guarantee on pads and shoes. So if you think anyone can do brake work, think again. Think CarX.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom. Don't worry, call the CarX man.
At Burger King, that flame-broiled taste you've always loved is about to take a new turn to chicken. Introducing the BK Broiler. For a chicken sandwich with that flame-broiled taste, sometimes you've got to break the rules. And now, Burger King is turning hours into seconds. Because after 4 p.m., when you buy one BK Broiler flame-broiled chicken sandwich, you get a second for just 99 cents. For a great deal on a great-tasting chicken sandwich, sometimes you've got to break the rules.
For those of you who tuned in expecting to see Jake and the Fat Man, tonight's episode will be shown later this evening at 10:30, immediately following Kansas City's news at 10 here on KCTV5. Well, I tell you, it's a wonder this one didn't go through the post.
Well, Don, here's the play we saw. Here's Bronco Segura, who just look at the shot right off the post. And notice how he shot the ball with the side of his foot. He didn't try to wind up and hit it with the top of his foot. Hit it with the side and just hit the post. What a great shot.
Here are the first quarter stats. Comets actually outshoot San Diego 12-9. Zoltan Toth has to make 7 saves. Fouls are about even. We had one penalty in the, 2 penalties rather, excuse me, in the quarter, both of them against Kansas City. And the second one, they managed to kill off successfully. The first one was the shootout, as Neely had taken a man down, and Sakota got to take the shootout goal, and he scored it. So we are set to go. Second quarter. Nice to have you with us. We are live at Kemper Arena. Don Fortune and Enzo DePayday here as the Comets take on the blue and gold of the San Diego Sockers. And here we get a 2-minute call coming up here right off the bat on Donald Cogsville, the rookie. Cogsville's going to the penalty box. We'll have to see what the call is.
Well, I'm sure that was a boarding call right there, and why the boards on that side were open. Here we see the replay right here when I mean, definitely boarding, and Barry Wallace goes right through the boards, and I think that was the photographer's booth right there.
Well, yeah, I tell you something, Enzo, on those doors over there, I noticed that they're not all clamped. Some of them apparently are just using tape, but I don't think the photog, you're right, it was the photographer's booth in the middle.
Well, the ones that are being taped are the ones by the players'
benches, right.
So they can get in and out. And normally the player will hold that
hold
board,
it in, right.
Where that one was the photographer's area, and I don't know why that was open like that.
Yeah, you see Gorsuch standing behind the bench.
Right. Normally the players will protect those boards.
Anyway, Cogsville gets called, so the Comets go on the power play. Comets 20 of 67 now in power play attempts this season for 30%. And there you see the Sockers penalty killing unit, a little bit better than Kansas City's at 64%. Comets are 2 for 10 on the power play against San Diego this year. So this is their 11th power play attempt in 7 games against San Diego. Goosens takes it, and it is blocked right there by George Fernandez. Comets could really use a conversion here on this power play. This would really help. Long shot is taken by Wallace. It's wide. Mitchell's quarterbacking the power play goal. Runfen normally would do that, but Kim Runfen, as you know, has been playing with a little bit of a groin injury, so he's also seeing limited action, is not being used on the power play.
Well, I think right now they don't want to push him too much because he normally plays a lot of minutes in a game. So right now I think that they're trying to get the best line that has been producing right now.
Mitchell's quarterbacking it with Wallace and Goosens up top. Greg Ian in the D and David Doyle down low. Nice play broken up that time, and it's brought out by Cacho, but the Comets get back. Comets haven't done much, and there's only 35 seconds left on this power play. Mitchell will bring it down. Off the boards, no problem for Zoltan Toth. 20 seconds left in the power play. And the Sockers are going to call a timeout here.
Well, you see San Diego also is not one of the better penalty killers in the league. They have a 63%, and which is not really that good. And right now they're doing a good job.
All right, 13:09 to go here in this quarter number 2. 3-1 San Diego.
Do you like frogs?
No.
No.
They give you warts.
He's got a licorice drop.
I like to talk. I can't be quiet a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a fox, grow out.
Grow out with the skins, huh?
Yeah. I'll bring up a conversation with anybody. So what did you do on the weekend?
Live with Regis and Kathy Lee. It's dashing. It's shaken. It's funny. It's sexy. It's sweet.
You know me, I don't gush.
It's just non-stop entertainment.
All right.
And on the next Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, the action is non-stop with Terry Bradshaw and handsome actor Gregory Harrison. Then things really heat up with Lola's Spicy Chicken and teen pop star Tiffany. What a lineup.
Thursday at 9, right here on KCTV5.
There's one of the youngest soccer fans, but he's having a great time here tonight. I like the size of that ball, huh?
That's about his size. You normally see them with that big ball, and they're like, my God.
All right, still 20 seconds left in this, or 18 seconds now left in this power play for Kansas City, as Toth will throw it out and eat up some time, and the Comets are not going to get much of an opportunity left here, if at all. Crow has it, and he plays it back to the keeper. 5 seconds left in the power play, and Cogsville is going to come out, and the Comets didn't get any kind of an opportunity on this power play at all. Cogsville is out, both teams at equal strength. Here's Barry Wallace. Wallace over to Ian Fraser. Fraser leads the team in block shots. Here's Goosens. Ian crosses in front of him. Renfed back over to Tediak. Tediak with 9 goals coming into this game. Goosens takes a shot at it. Eck tries to get it in. And Zoltan Toth got a piece of it. Now he bounces on that one. Toth looking for a man deep. He's got Bronco Segota. But Bronco can't get to it, and Dowler will roll it back over to Kim Runfed. Dowler making his 4th straight start because Jim Gorsuch is somewhat injured. Don't expect Gorsuch to play, but he is suited up. If an emergency, he had to go in, but he's been bothered by a bit of a groin pull. In the corner, Ladouceur plays it up top to Cacho. Boy, Cacho's hair has grown a lot since he played here, hasn't he?
I guess it's the warm weather out there.
Must be. Warm heat in San Diego did it. He looks entirely different. He used to have a very short haircut when he played for the Comets. Now Brian Quinn is out there. Ralph Black brings it forward. Tempo of the game is slowed. Kansas City right now really coming out to meet him at center, aren't they?
Well, they have to. I think that what San Diego's trying to do is open up Kansas City. They're playing a very deliberate type of passing here, trying to spread out Kansas City because Kansas City's trying to get back to the red line and compact all the zone.
Comets will wrap up a homestand. They'll play Wichita here on Friday night. Plenty of good seats available for that one. A lot of the folks here tonight are folks that got snowed out on Friday. Comets allowed them to bring their ticket stubs and exchange them for tickets to tonight's game. They would have had about 11,000 here Friday. They had about 6,000 no-shows last Friday for the game against Cleveland because of the snow.
Well, whoever ventured out in that weather, I mean, was incredible because that night was just absolutely amazing how bad it was.
It was a terrible night. So a lot of these folks have come tonight to see this game. Comets beat Cleveland 6-1. David Doyle a shot, and Zoltan Toth made the save.
Well, there you see Zoltan Toth, and again, one of the top goalkeepers in the league. Zoli had a little bit of an off year last year. He was hurt, and Victor Nogueira really did most of the playing. And, you know, he wants to get back in form and show him that he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league.
Runfed's drive off the mark Here come the Sockers back on the attack. Segota can't get to it. Comets get the bounce off the boards. And Runfeld looking around for some help. Finally spots Mitchell, leaves it for him. Comets try to set it up. Mitchell tries to make a move, makes two good moves. Mark closely, leaves it for McClagan at center. McClagan will take the long shot. Zoltan Toth couldn't find a handle on that one, almost got away from him. He looks deep, tries to get Cogsville, and it's picked off nicely by Tommy Kane. Kane doesn't come out for a very long time. He's just out for a second there.
Well, the way they're using Tommy Kane right now is when Jan Goose.
Oh, that shot is just wide by the Goose.
Just wide. The way they're using Tommy Kane right now is that when Goosen is coming back to defend, they're switching where Tommy's basically doing most of the leg work, and when they're going on the attack, they switch around again, and they let Jan come out and perform his magic out front.
So Kane is in effect running defense then for that man right there on your screen, Jan Goosens.
Well, that's for sure. I think that's the way they're using him right now. Since Goose is one of the most valuable players out there, scoring goals, and they want to save as much energy as they can for Goose.
9 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Neely can't get to it. Watch out here. Ladouceur's shot is just wide. Jock tries to get the rebound, and it pushes down from behind. Kevin Hundell. Now check it, Greg Ian. Boy, I mean, he just dumped Ian right there.
Well, here we see Ladouceur here chasing the ball and grabbing and pulling and clawing, and they always look at the referee and say, who, me?
So Ian goes down. Foul is against San Diego. And this is Neely. Neely would like to forget the first quarter of this game, huh?
Well, it started so quickly, really, they didn't get a chance to really settle in on anything.
Goosen centers it. Ian couldn't get to it. Comets keep it in. Here's Neely. Neely's shot is over the glass, out of play, and San Diego will get the goal kick with 8:37 to go. San Diego Sockers, who have beaten the Comets 4 times this season. Comets have won only twice of the 6 games. Both of those wins were here. And this is the 7th and final meeting of these two teams for the year, unless they should meet again in the playoffs. And that's always a possibility.
Always a possibility. I think right now with the score being 3-1 for San Diego, I mean, the Comets really all they need is a goal to get back into this game. I mean, they're really not out of it by no means. And I think if they get one back, I think it'll spark up the fan and the crowd.
Power play goal would have helped if they could have converted on that power play attempt, but they didn't even get a good shot. Still, they're about shot of. San Diego's really yet to get a shot on Dowler so far in the quarter. As you see on your screen, 4-0. 3-1 is the score, though, and that's the stat that really counts. Sockers out on top, 8:10 to go. Coming up at halftime, Leif Lysak's got a nice profile on Gino Schiraldi. Gino not in uniform tonight, but he is going to play Friday against Wichita.
Well, there's a guy that I think you have to give some credit to this year, where they expected him not to play very much, and he's done a great job this year all year long. He's played a lot of minutes, and he's done a great job. I don't think anybody expected him to play that much.
Question now is, will he play again next season? Well, maybe we'll answer that at halftime when he talks with Leif.
Do you want me to answer that?
No, we'll let Gino answer it. What do you think?
Well, Gino's my other half, I know.
You were roomies for a long time.
For a long time.
7:41 to go. Well, I kind of hate to see him not play next year, even if it's only in a limited capacity. It wouldn't be the same without Gino, the only original Comet left. We'll take a break here. Comets trailing San Diego 3-1 at Kemper.
That house is what this house looked like before it was gutted by fire. And this house will look like that again, even if it costs more than anybody thought it would, because State Farm was there with guaranteed replacement cost coverage.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For personal service, see Tom Willer in Kansas City, Missouri, Gary Bilton in Lenexa, Michelle Brogan in Prairie Village, or your present State Farm agent.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Well, if you haven't, now's the time. Ford Escort, all the features of Nissan Sentra, but $700 less. And now get low 6.9 financing for 48 months, plus $750 cash back.
Ford Taurus equipped with AM/FM cassette, air conditioning, power windows, and more. With cashback, Taurus is under $14,600. One of the best values around. Ford's #1 cars, #1 values.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Well, Comets fans, the Comets, of course, are the hottest team in the MISL. They've won a team record 11 straight here in Kemper Arena. You won't want to miss out now on the Comets' drive for the playoffs and for first place in the East. Get your seats to any of the remaining 4 home dates in the regular season here at Kemper. This Friday, Wichita Wings are here at 7:35. Then the Comets are back home April 14th against the Cleveland Crunch. April 20th against the Tacoma Stars and Kia, and then the season finale Sunday, April 22nd against the Baltimore Blast. That's Fan Appreciation Day. That is a day game that starts at 2:05. All the other contests are at night. There's the number for ticket information, 421-7770. Zoltan Toth, nice play by Black, who headed it to his goalkeeper, and now he rolls it back out to Zoltan Toth, to Black. Neely keeps it in. There's Doyle. Doyle was right there, but he couldn't get to it. Sockers will bring it out. Sockers have won only 5 times on the road and lost 15. Gabara in the corner. Watch out. Neely was right there. And it's finally played nicely by Wallace to Mike Dowler. Boy, you can hear Dowler down there very clearly every game. He's really helping his guys out, isn't he?
Well, I think, especially tonight, I think now you're starting to hear him more than ever. I think right now he wants them to keep them sharp. The game is kind of in a little bit of a lull right now. It's 3-1, and they don't want to, get another goal, and the goalkeeper's got to pick them up a little bit until something will happen eventually.
The crowd has really been taken out of the game since the last goal that put San Diego up 3-1.
Exactly, and I think they're looking for something, or a hard tackle or a goal or something.
Run fed off the boards. Comets control. They got away with one there. A little bit of a block. Wes Wade is out for the first time tonight, number 24 for San Diego, as you look at Ian Fraser.
Well, San Diego's doing a great job defending. They're getting back, and they're all marking up, and they're working very, very hard. I mean, there's not one of them that's not working. They're really playing very hard defensively right now.
Fraser had the game winner against Dallas in overtime on Sunday afternoon. Comets won their 11th straight at home, trying to make it number 12. Watch out for Crow here. Crow with McClagan on him. Centers it, and no problem as Tediak kicks it out. Now here's Fraser circling with it. That, by the way, was Fraser's first game-winning goal. The one he got on Sunday.
Well, I'm sure Fraser would say he's not getting paid to score goals.
Been a great defender.
Exactly.
Leads this team in block shots. He averages better than 2 a game. Centering pass by Goosens, and Zoltan Toth has that one. Here's Segota. Broken up by Barry Wallace. How much of a factor you think was the trade that brought Wallace here from Tacoma and sent Kia and Gray to the Stars, as far as the turnaround was concerned?
Well, I think, if you look at the stats, if people look at the stats, I think...
Ian centering it out! Doyle is just off the mark. Rebound by Wallace is wide. Oh, they had a great shot there. Doyle was looking at an open net. Back the other way. A great save by Dowler on Cogsville, as Donald Cogsville was breaking in on him.
Well, there's what you need from Mike Dowler right there. You have to come big, especially when the Comets just missed.
Ian can't center it. Gets away from him. Zion will play it out to center, and it's taken away by Ladouceur. Jacques Ladouceur, and a whistle here, and they call it
I think it was
a foul against Kansas City. Well, what was it?
I think they called it a trip or
a push.
Or a
charge or push, yeah. You were starting to say when that flurry came about that trade, how much was that a factor in this team's turnaround?
Well, again, as far as stats-wise, I think between both players, I think they've done well respectively in their teams there. But I think one thing you can't come down with is his leadership. There's a big save by Mike Dowler again.
Dowler just made another good save on Segota.
His leadership is something that I think
it's an intangible, isn't it?
Yes, it's an intangible. He's got this quality that, in the dressing room, on the field, and maybe he's not scoring maybe as many points as other people want him to, but he's out there and he's doing it. You know, you need that leadership.
Well, if you look at the stats, Kia's been sensational scoring goals in Tacoma.
Well, I mean, you can't take that away from Kia. He's done a great job up there, and you know, and Barry hasn't scored as many points as Kia. But then again, you know, Kia is a forward and Barry is a defender too. So there's different philosophies there.
Zoltan Toth looking for Quinn at center. There's 3:45 to go here in the first half. 3-1 Sockers. Centered off the boards by Rod Castro, and nobody there, and the Comets will clear it. Well, that last flurry almost produced a goal, and it sure would have made a difference for this team right now. Comets have had a lot of opportunities in this game, and so you got to feel that something's going to go in for them.
Well, I think so. I think that, you know, if they keep pushing and getting their opportunities, they're bound to score. I mean, they've been scoring a lot of goals lately.
Act for Mitchell. Nice defense. Shot by McClagan, and it's high and up over the glass, out of play.
I mean, they've been scoring a lot of goals lately, and especially at home. They know they're at home, even though they're behind right now. They know it's not on the road. They're not playing on the road right now.
Although the road hasn't hurt this team. I mean, it's a good look at Cacho right there as we take a replay on that last flurry that almost produced a goal. Whoops. There it is.
Well, here we see Jan Goossens in the corner, who just plays the ball out in front to for Greg Ion, and the ball just missed here by David Doyle. I mean, I'm sure if he had an extra little step there, he would have put that in the empty net, but he just missed it.
He was going down on the play, and maybe was, you know, didn't quite time it the way he wanted to.
Well, sometimes you're a little bit awkward with your foot. I mean, you really can't change it. You have to do what you got to do when you're there, and he stretched as much as he could.
That's Ed Annabelle out for the first time tonight. And it's broken up by Cacho. Here's Cacho back the other way for the Sockers. 2:45 to go. Cacho in the corner. Cacho centering pass. Oh, close call. He was looking for Wad Hermes on that play, and Hermes couldn't quite get to it. Hermes heads it, and Dollar is there. Dollar will roll it out to Runtven. Think about this week, and so, you know, Comets to win tonight would put them in a tie for first with Baltimore. But boy, what a rough week it's been. They played Dallas on Sunday. They're playing San Diego tonight. They play Wichita Friday. Then they got to go to Baltimore and play the Blast on Saturday. That's 4 games in less than 6 days.
Well, that also, and then the teams they're playing, they're no easy teams anymore in this league. I mean, they're very, very tough teams, and all these teams they're playing are fighting for the playoffs right now.
2:05 to go. Wad Hermes having some comment here with the third official. I don't know what it's about, but everybody's smiling.
Well, I'll tell you, if the Comets can pull out a victory here tonight and against Wichita, that game in Baltimore would be a great game.
They really will, except you got to figure they're going to go into Baltimore really pretty tight. Whoa.
Well, they won their last game in Baltimore, you know, also. So, I mean, they had some confidence that they can win in that building.
That was Wad Hermes' shot. It was just high off the glass. Here's Ian in the corner. Greg Ian. And Cacho back to bring it up. 1:45 to go in the second quarter. Comets right now coming under pressure a little bit, trying to bottle up San Diego. They pretty much bet them at center most of the night tonight. It's been a good defensive game by both teams, really, when you think about it, except for the first minute when nobody played defense.
Really, except for the first minute.
23 seconds, actually.
They've had their opportunities, but both teams have settled down and really marked each other very, very well.
Had 2 goals in the first 23 seconds of this game, in case you joined us. Paul Wright scored 8 seconds in, and then Jan Goossens came right back to the Comets 23 seconds in. And then it's settled down since then. Now Goose going to call a timeout here, because they want to set up a play, I think, with 1:03 to go. Looks like he wants to come up with some kind of a set play here. So they'll talk it over on the Kansas City bench. To go here in the second quarter. We mentioned the Comets will be home Friday night against the Wichita Wings. Then they got to go to War weekend. And all of it exclusively here on KCTV5. Saturday starting at 4:30. Don't forget also that we will bring you game highlights with a special edition of Extra Sports Extra later on Saturday night at 10:30. Nobody covers the NCAA better than KCTV5. You'll see it all here. The action starting at 4:30. Extra Sports Extra on Saturday. To recap the day, of course, we got another one coming up for you on Monday as well, prior to the championship game. A look at both coaches. Ron Newman calmly looking on, while Dave Clemens giving a little bit of a lecture there. The play they're setting up, I think. All right, watch out now. Goosen's looking for Wallace. Now plays it in the box to Ian. Almost. Goosen's shot blocked out in front. Oh! Goosen's just goose through a trip and a forearm into Wade, and Wade still hasn't been able to get up.
Well, Wade's no small player either. He's a big boy.
Well, both of those guys are good size, Goosen's and Wade. Watch this.
Well, here we see the replay here where Goose just lets a shot go here, and he's trying to fight for the ball, and he just hits him right in the ankles there, and Goosen knows what that feeling's like.
Well, nobody gets kicked more than Goosen's. You got to, folks, see this guy in the locker room after a game. His legs are all bruised up. His ankles are swollen. People have been kicking him.
The position he plays, especially when he posts up the way he does, I mean, he gets kicked a lot, and a lot of times there's no fouls called.
Wes Wade is the man who is down. And they're going to be a while working on him because that's got to hurt.
Well, once you get it up in the shins in that area there, and you don't have your shin pads on, especially, which he doesn't, that hurts for a while, and you have a nice little lump the next day.
He got kicked, and he got a little bit of an elbow as he was going down, too. Did you notice that?
The elbow, I don't think bothered him as much as the shoe did, but that'll definitely hurt in the morning.
Comets fans, be sure to stop by the...
Needless to say, the foul is against Kansas City. So the Sockers will get the restart. We're inside a minute, 54 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
Special offer brought to you by Sunny Delight and Comet Cleanser.
Doyle got a piece of that as Black took the kick. Now Zoltan Toth chests it down and kicks it out of there high up into the air. He comes back down to Kimmy Runfed. Clock is counting down, 40 seconds and counting here in the second quarter. 3-1 San Diego. Goosen's a shot, just a little bit wide. Now Runfed over to Ian. Ian, and Zoltan Toth is there to make the grab. Got to be impressed with Zoltan. Every time I see Zoltan Toth play, I'm always impressed. He's a heck of a goalkeeper.
He's a very good goalkeeper, very strong goalkeeper. You know, he very rarely goes down, and he's just solid in the goal. Very rare do you see him make a bad mistake.
See Ralph Black just poke it away from the Goose, who was trying to move in there. With 5 seconds left, there's some shouting here going on, and 2 minutes is the call, and it's going to go against Black. Ralph Black is going out for 2 minutes. And Runfed had something to say to him, too.
Well, if you could see that before that happened, I think that before then, Kim Rufen won the tackle, and Ralph Black after went back at Kim, and, you know, Kim got the best of it, but Ralph's got the penalty.
That's what he's saying right now. You can hear him down there. The captain of the team came over, wanted to tell the referee what happened. It's usually the case, you know, when you retaliate, you're the guy that gets caught.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, he got in a tackle.
There's a nice play by Black to take it away from Goosen's.
But where it happens is right here between Ralph Black and Kim. Here he goes down. Right here we see him go down.
Yeah.
Now, as the ball is lost, I don't know if we can see it as we continue here.
Now,
Rufen and Ralph Black are fighting it. Yeah. And so Ralph Black gets called for the 2-minute penalty.
And Newman is letting the referee know about it, too. You saw Black go down. Kimmy definitely took him down. Kim took him down, no question about it. When he came back at him is when he gets called for pushing. It happens in this game, happens in hockey all the time.
All the time. And you can see Kim also pointing that he did it. He didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, right. 7 seconds left. The Comets on the power play here, and this will carry over into the third quarter.
Comets fans, your Comets ticket means great value. Take your ticket stub to any of the 13 convenient Blockbuster locations in the Kansas City area, where you can rent 2 videos and get the third one free.
4 seconds left to go.
Wow, what a difference.
And as I said, the penalty will carry over into the third quarter. That one's over the glass. 3 seconds left. Mitchell is out. With Wallace, not much going to happen here because they're going to kick it out, and that's going to be it. There's the horn. Okay, there'll be a minute 53 left to go in this penalty when we come back in the third quarter. That's the end of the first half. Boy, it's been a good one. And there's a lot more coming. Stay with us. It's 3-1 San Diego at halftime.
I've started from square one, from basically all borrowed money. Then I took that money and used it wisely, and probably determination is the biggest drive I had. Everybody says you can't do it, and that's one thing that I don't like, the word can't.
These eyes.
There's a new kind of radio station, The River, 98.9 FM. You've probably heard about it. It's so different. Mellow, easy rock, the whole song every time. No talking over the music, ever. No games, no contests. They always tell you the songs they play, and it'll always be that way. There's never been anything like it before. Mellow, easy rock on The River, 98.9 FM.
Since ancient times, each great civilization has produced one leading center of trade. One gathering place where more merchants would come together to display a greater variety of goods than anywhere else. In Kansas City today, that one place is Bannister Mall. The most popular mall in Kansas City history.
We're going to find out once and for all whose Hyundai Excel is quicker, my 4-door or her 3-door.
They've both got new fuel-injected overhead cam engines.
My sedan has a close ratio 5-speed transmission.
My hatchback has a 4-speed automatic with a special performance mode.
Ready, set, go.
Well, if I didn't let him win, he'd never speak to me again.
Limited time cash rebates will save you hundreds on all new Excel. See your dealer for details.
The unfortunate Enzo de Payday back here at Kemper Arena, where the Sockers lead the Kansas City Comets 3-1. Let's throw out the first 23 seconds when both teams scored. After that, it was really very much a defensive battle. I think the defense has been tough. They've been marking tight, and it's shown in the fouls and even in the penalties.
Well, I think besides the defense, I think the goalkeeping has been very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Both goalkeepers have made some big saves, and again, they scored early on in the quarter, and since then, really, both goalkeepers have played well.
What did you feel Kansas City did to adjust defensively besides getting a great job from Dowler? It seemed like they were able to control San Diego more, particularly in the second quarter.
Well, I think what they did is they dropped back to the halfway line, where before they were high pressuring, and I think San Diego one-on-one will beat you every time, and I think Dave Clements realized that, and he went to a zone, more or less.
Offensively, what do you feel the Comets have to do here in the second half?
Well, I think they did a good job. They had their opportunities, and I think that they just keep plugging away and get some momentum going and score maybe a goal. They'll get back into this.
All right, in the first quarter, of course, the Sockers score. Paul Wright scores 8 seconds into the game. Then Goossens comes back 23 seconds into the game. So less than 23 seconds gone, and we have 2 goals. It seemed like nobody was ready to play defense. That sometimes can affect a game. It didn't seem to have an effect on this game, did it?
Well, as that started that way, we thought it was going to be a wide-open game. And then all of a sudden, everybody just got very, very defensive.
All right, penalties in this game. We saw a shootout goal. Let's go back to that for a minute, because there was some question in your mind as to whether a shootout should have been awarded.
Well, I guess the ruling is if he is the last man, and even though the shot is taken and he is the last guy to take the shot, they can still call a shootout. It's in the referee's decision.
He was pulled down from behind. It was in the box, and so that says all the criteria, right?
And the coach can decide which player can take the shootout. It doesn't have to be, because Paul Wright was the player that was taken down, and Brock Segota was the person who took the shot. So
a little bit later on here in the half, we'll get a chance maybe to take a look at some of that as we recap some of the highlights for you. Coming up, Gino Schiraldi will talk with Leif Lysick here at halftime. Stay with us.
Want to know sports in Kansas City?
KMBZ Sportsline.
Sportsline! Sportsline! Sportsline!
Sportsline, KMBZ.
At Bob's IGA, value means quality. Plus, price comparisons prove Bob's costs no more. Don't compromise quality for price alone. At Bob's, it truly costs less. That's the value of Bob's IGA.
At Benchmark, our new spring furniture and fabrics have arrived. New collections and colors to add warmth and charm to your home. Get exactly what you want, and you don't pay more. There's no place like home, and there's no place like Benchmark Home Fashion Design Center.
From Patio Enclosures Incorporated. Think of all the fun you can have. Your own private indoor-outdoor entertainment center right in your own backyard. A genuine patio enclosure or solarium brings the great outdoors inside and is the perfect place to entertain guests or find quiet relaxation. Just imagine the possibilities. So what are you waiting for? Pick up your phone, call Patio Enclosures Incorporated today and make your dream a reality. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
At Food Barn, the savings really do add up.
Using double coupons at Food Barn is a great deal. I usually save $10 to $15 on a $100 grocery bill.
You'd be crazy not to use double coupons. It's like free money.
I shop at Food Barn regularly, and I really appreciate the savings I get using double coupons. I save up to $5 a week.
Food Barn. You just won't find better shopping at better prices.
If I forget my coupons, I go home and get them.
We're back at Kemper Arena, where tonight TV5's Leif Leissig takes a look at the last of the original Comets, defender Gino Schiraldi.
Just how well are the Comets playing? Well, Sunday they beat the best team in the league without Gino Schiraldi in the lineup. And of the more than 100 games Gino has missed in his career, the Comets have won just 28.
I think it's been more of a leadership role. You know, I think the young guys have looked at me and say, hey, you know, Gino goes out and gives 110%, and I think that's what I brought to the, to the team, especially to the young guys.
But Schiraldi's value to the franchise goes deeper than just wins and losses. In his 9 years in Kansas City, he's been a leader in work off the field, doing countless public appearances and always making himself accessible to the Comets fans.
I'm a firm believer in that. I was, I'm from Canada. I followed hockey a lot there, and there was, my idol, Darryl Sittler, who played with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I can always remember this as I was about 10 years old. My dad and I were waiting for him to come out of the locker room after the game, and it's freezing rain and whatever, and he came out and asked for his autographs, and he turned me down, and that really broke my heart, and I just, turned to my dad and said, Dad, if I ever become a professional athlete, I always would take the time to sign an autograph. And me going out in the community, I think it's like a thank you for them to come out and supporting us and, being part of the Comets.
Schiraldi has played in more games than any other player in franchise history, but those 300-plus games have taken their toll. And at age 32, many wondered if time wasn't catching up with Gino.
After last year's season, I really sat down and really thought about, hey, maybe the day, Gino's days are over and stuff like that. And I just said to myself, I talked to Dave Clemens, and we had a great 2-hour talk. And he says, let's just come in, get in the shape and see, and just play it, month by month type of thing. And that's what happened, basically. Right now, my attitude right now is to carry the team to go in the playoffs and to go to the championship. Then after the, spring break, spring here, I'll make that decision.
And should Schiraldi retire, the Comets would lose a link to their past, as he's the last original Comet left on the team.
Well, it's got a lot to do with, I feel that, the Comets are part of me. It's like I grew up, I was born with the Comets, and, yeah, it's got a lot to do. And again, I want to leave the game, that, hey, I play for a great club, and no one's going to take that away from me. A great city, I've got that. And hopefully, if I decide that, those are my final days or whatever, that I maybe still contribute in office or, whatever they want me to do.
But Gino says he's still looking for the ultimate in his career, an MISL championship ring. Leif Lysick, KCTV5 Sports.
At Food Barn, the savings really do add up.
Using double coupons at Food Barn is a great deal. I usually save $10 to $15 on a $100 grocery bill.
You'd be crazy not to use double coupons. It's like free money.
I shop at Food Barn regularly, and I really appreciate the savings I get using double coupons. I save up to $5 a week.
Food Barn. You just won't find better shopping at better prices.
If I forget my coupons, I go home and get them.
See ya. You know, Ford Escorts are a cinch to get into. With cash back, they start at around $6,500, and they're easy to finance. Now, mine came with automatic transmission, air conditioning, stereo, power steering, and lots more for just $87.67. That's over $1,500 less than a comfortably equipped Nissan Sentra. Hey, getting into an Escort is a whole lot easier than you think.
The best deal ever on Escort is here. 6.9 financing plus $750 cash back. This offer ends soon, so see your Greater Kansas City Ford dealers today.
Hello, Maria, I'd love to see you. Meet me up at Taco Bell, oh please, Maria. You love those tacos at just 49. Burritos and tostadas, one more dime. Let's get us a sack full, get them to go, and watch the sunset like we did so long ago. Let's make a run, 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 run for the border.
World-class Greyhound racing has come to Kansas City's newest sports complex, the Woodlands, and it's the hottest game in town. Catch all the highlights from racing at the Woodlands, as well as feature stories and news from around the track on the Woodlands Week, Sunday nights following Sports Extra. See exciting race footage of greyhounds that are ready to win. Pick up handicapping tips from the experts. Meet the people that make up this exciting sport, and learn all about the majestic greyhound. It's the Woodlands Week, Sunday nights right after Sports Extra at 10:30 on TV5.
All the scoring in this game has come in the first quarter as San Diego leads it 3-1 at the half. We're going to take a look at some of the scoring highlights, and of course they came fast and furious. Here's the first goal of the game, just 8 seconds into the game. Watch Wright here take a header from Segota and then just take Doug Neely to school. There's the header. Now watch. He's going to turn Neely around here and then just get it right between his legs. 8 seconds into the game, Wright's 17th goal of the year, 1-0 Kansas City. All right, the Comets come right back at 23 seconds into the game. David Doyle's going to get a centering pass off here to Jan Goossens out in front. Now watch Doyle gets around Crow and then centers it past Wade, past Fernandez. Goossens drives it in, and the game is tied 1-1, just 23 seconds. The folks aren't even in their seats yet. Here's the shootout goal at 2:28 of the first quarter. Bronco Segota will take it, and of course he's tough. And on a one-on-one situation, he's almost unstoppable. His 24th goal of the year right there, and it's 2-1 San Diego. Now, at the 6:12 mark, watch this play. Paul Wright got a pass from Wad Hermes, breaking into the Kansas City zone. Dowler will come out to try to smother the ball right there. He can't get his hand on it, thought he was out of the box, used his feet, and the ball just caromed up over his head and flat on his back. It goes into the net, and it's 3-1 San Diego. That all happened in the first quarter, and really that was it. Now the Comets, when you look at these stats, you got to figure something good's going to happen for this team. They have outshot San Diego 20-12 so far in the first half. 11 saves for Zoltan Toth, 5 for Mike Dowler. The fouls have been even. We've had 17 of them in the first half of this game. And the block shots, Sockers have helped Toth out in front considerably. They've made 8. Each team has picked up a couple of penalties. In fact, when we resume in the third quarter, the Comets will be on the power play with still 1:53 left in it. Been an interesting week for the Comets. Several milestones have been reached by this team, including Jan Goossens, who became only the 7th player in MISL history to reach 500 career points. He did that on Friday against Cleveland. He now has 264 goals and 238 assists going into tonight's game. So make it 265 goals because he scored tonight. Only 7 players have reached that mark of 500 career points, and we asked him about that milestone before tonight's game.
You know, there's so many milestones when you play soccer, of course, but when you get 500 points, I think it's a big accomplishment. And I'm really happy that I joined those other 6 guys. But on the other hand, the first 500 were quite easy. You know, I wonder when I get to the next 500, it's probably a little bit harder.
Well, I don't know if you'll be around to get the next 500 or not, Enzo, but that's a remarkable thing. 7 seasons in the MISL, 265 goals now because he scored tonight, so we'll update that stat. That's really fantastic.
Well, I tell you, if anybody knows how many points those are, especially in this league, I mean, that's incredible. But, I mean, everybody knows that Goossens is a great scorer, and every team defends him with 2 players at least, and to score that many goals is absolutely incredible.
To take the physical punishment that he takes night after night, they kick at him and kick at him. That's really an amazing situation. Comets trail here at the half 3-1. Enzo, what does that mean? How are they when they trail at halftime?
Well, Kansas City is somehow remarkable. When they're winning at half, they are normally end up winning the game. They're 17-5 when they lead. When they trail at half, normally they end up losing, and their record has been 3-11. And so they've been an amazing team. When they're leading, they normally don't lose the lead, and when they're trailing, somehow they just can't get back into the game.
But the awesome statistic is this building, which they're now beginning to call the House of Pain around here. The Comets have won 11 straight at home. They're trying for their 12th win. That's a franchise record. They're 18-3 in this building.
And that's incredible in itself. I think that, you know, to win at home is always good, but to do it the way they're doing it this year is, you know, is an extra plus. And I think they'd like to win on the road, but I think they would choose to win at home rather than on the road if they had to, you know, take their pick.
Got to take a look once more. We talked about this at halftime, and I said we get a chance to view it once more, and that is the takedown that set up the shootout goal for Branko Segura. I want you to talk about it again.
Well, here we see the play again. The ball is played into Branko. Look how he sets up, and he's pushing back, and he just flicks the ball with the outside of his right foot. And then we see Paul Wright, who has beaten Neely, and Neely's dragging him and pulling him down. And at that point, the referee decides if Paul Wright was the last player in the defensive area, and he was pulled down by Doug Neely. So if there was another defender, let's say another Comet behind him, they would have not called a shootout. They would have called a penalty rather than a shootout. He was the last man, and there was no other defender behind him.
All right, but the question is that how come Paul Wright doesn't take the shootout goal? Why does Branko Segura get to take it? Why doesn't Wright get to take it?
Well, the rule is that the coach is able to choose any player that he wants in the shootout, and it's not the person that is taken down.
It's like a technical foul. It's like a technical foul. Anybody can shoot it if it's called on the coach, but I don't think I like that. I think I'd rather face Paul Wright than face Branko Segura on a shootout.
Exactly. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, if it was the player that was taken down should take the shot. I think that's the way it is in hockey.
It is the way in hockey,
you know,
right.
Whoever the player is should take the shot, but not so in the MISL.
Now there's Zoltan Todt, 3 career shutouts, and there you see Ralph Black back in the penalty box. That's where he was when we left him last time we saw him in the first half. Still a minute 53 to go in the power play. So the Comets, boy, a power play goal here would really look good, put them to within 1. They've had one opportunity previous to this, and they couldn't convert. So let's see what happens this time. 0 for 1 tonight on the power play for Kansas City. Talk a little bit later on tonight about the playoff format, because the Comets, if they could finish first, would draw a bye for the first round. So that's not was certainly within their realm. Only a half game back. They could be in a tie for first with Baltimore. They could conceivably be playing Baltimore Saturday night in Baltimore for sole possession of first place.
Well, it's interesting how the playoffs are formed and how they work out this year. And again, we'll talk that as we're going on in the game. But it's interesting how the Comets look very good right now for the playoffs.
Barry Wallace's shot. It's wide off the mark. Comets on the power play. Still a minute 20 to go on this power play. Our last attempt, they really didn't get a good opportunity. Let's see if they can do a little bit better this time. Wallace got a shot that time, but it was wide. Kim Runfed normally quarterbacks his power play. He's not out there tonight. Dale Mitchell is there. Wallace again a shot. Rebound by Doyle, and he's mad at himself because he kicked it high.
Well, I think on a play like that, it's very unusual if he can get that shot the way it bounced off the carpet on goal. I think he should have controlled that and set up the play.
Take a look at that one more time.
Well, here we see the ball shot by Barry Wallace comes off the glass, and David Doyle tries to take that little bounce, and you know, when it bounces in between like that, it's not like a full volley. It's very difficult to control rather than setting up the play again, especially when you're on a power play.
Goal kick, that's unusual. Toth didn't take it that time. Instead, he let I believe it's not Castro, he was Ralph Black took it. Why was that?
Well, the reason why Ralph Black took Fernandez took the goal kick was that he can kick the ball 3 lines where the goalkeeper can't kick the ball 3 lines.
In other words, even though he's kicking it from in the box area, the 3-line rule is waived.
Well, the 3-line rule is only in effect for the goalkeeper.
For the goalkeeper, yeah. Not for any other player.
Exactly.
Nice shot by Zoltan Toth. Here's Crow, will clear it out. Comets on the attack, got a couple of opportunities here on the power play.
Well, there was 2 big saves by Zoltan Toth. He made some.
Goosens, and it's partially blocked out in front, and it's a dribbler. Toth comes up throwing. Comets, not much time left. Only 5 seconds. You see Black getting ready to come out. There it is. Sockers have killed off another Kansas City power play attempt. The 3-line rule only applies to goalkeepers, not to anybody else. We're aware of that, but I thought that on a goal kick, it would apply to whoever takes the kick.
Only to the goalkeeper again, and that's why the defender took the play.
Yeah.
They just play it like it was a normal play.
I believe it was Crow or Fernandez.
I think it was Fernandez
who
took
took
the play.
the kick. Because Black was in the penalty box. I stand corrected. I thought I said Black was taking it.
But there were some big saves there by Zoltan Toth.
Really were.
Really big saves.
Comets again with some good opportunities, much better opportunities on that power play than they had in the first one. Got to think something's going to go in for this team, the way they've been getting some good scoring opportunities. Restart. Goosens looking for Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell shot just a little high. Just over the top of the crossbar. Boy, they set that up nicely. Here's Barry Wallace. Plays it over to Goosens. Goosens marked by Crow, who breaks it up. Sockers come back the other way. Wes Wade in the corner. Runfed roughs him up a little bit. Ladouceur can't get it out of there. Here's Wade for Ladouceur. Nice defensive play by Craig Ian. Whoa.
Well, I think the one thing San Diego's got to do is they definitely can't just defend all night. I mean, when you're on the road, it's going to come back to haunt you. No matter if you're winning by 2 goals or not, I think sooner or later Kansas City's going to put one of these in.
There you see those halftime stats, but remember the Sockers have won only 5 times on the road this year. They're the poorest road team in the MISL. That used to be the Comets. Comets have now won 7 on the road. Comets are 7-15 away from Kemper. Boy, they've had some great opportunities, really. No scoring in the second quarter in this game, but the Comets had many opportunities to score. Friday night, the Wichita Wings are here. Hope you make plans to see that one. There's a whistle here, and we're going to get a handball called against Castro of San Diego. Here's Runfed back for Kansas City. Castro, by the way, played in the American Indoor Soccer Association, the AISA. He was in Memphis all of last season, and they picked him up from there. Castro plays it to his keeper, Toth. Watch out, Goose was there. He just picked it up in time. There's a whistle here, and another handball called. This time it'll be against Kansas City. So the Sockers will get the kick in. Ralph Black back to get it for the Sockers. Black kicking it long. 3 lines not in effect here. Fraser pushes off on Castro, and they say play on. Castro was looking for a call.
Well, they were both shoving there and pulling, and I think the referee was unsure who to call it on.
Here's Runfed. Kim Runfed. Plays it to Ed Annabelle, who's out for the 2nd time tonight. The youngsters roughed up pretty good in the corner by Castro. Oh, loose ball. Here's Paul Wright. Nice sliding tackle that time by Ian Fraser. They're going to call a trip on that. They're going to call a trip on that. Oh, I think he's going for the ball on that one.
Yeah, but that was a long distance slide here. I mean, he really has no chance to get that ball. I mean, that was fortunate it wasn't a 2-minute call there, because really it wasn't a 50-50 ball. I mean, call it a dive, call it what you will, but he really never had a chance for it.
Fraser in the corner. You can hear Dollar barking some help and instructions there. Very difficult, remember, for players with their back to the goal to see everything that's happening, so that's really a help to them, isn't it?
Especially in this game, you know, with the boards and how quick things happen, there has to be communication and understanding on who's going where, who's going to, they call it the back door, and people sneaking around. There's players that live off of that.
10 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Here's Mitchell. Tries to set up Barry Wallace on a give and go. Doyle overran that one. Segota plays it into the Kansas City zone. Greg Ian will chase it down, and Dollar will pick it up in the box. So Neely, a rough first quarter. He got beat on Paul Wright's goal. He also got beat, pulled right down, and that set up the shootout. Since then, he has settled down as has the rest of this club and played some good defense. This Cogsville is a big kid right there. He's got good size, isn't he? That's Cogsville with it. He's a rookie.
This is the first time I've seen him play this year, and he's very big, strong, and very good on the ball.
It's Segota in the corner. Barry Wallace. Oh, Barry Wallace just really took a shot at Bronco right there. Is that Bronco or is that Watt Hermes?
I think it's Watt Hermes.
That's Watt Hermes. He still took a shot at him. 28. That 8 and a 0. Look, those numbers are a little tough. Shot is taken by Fernandez. It's wide off the mark, and Barry Wallace will clear it. Now, can't get it out. Comes back to Dollar. Now Dollar's got Ian at center, and he's got Mitchell in deep on the left wing. There's Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell makes a move. Mitchell gets a shot off, and was marked pretty tightly. It's amazing he get a shot off. Now Teddy Eck for Kansas City. At center, Kevin Crow, and Crow will play it back to his keeper, Zoltan Toth. Toth clears it out to Black. 8:25 to go. Comets with a power play that started the second half, all but 7 seconds of it, and they couldn't capitalize. And that, we may look back on that as a golden opportunity.
Well, you got to give San Diego credit. They've played a great defensive game here tonight. I mean, they're getting back, and they're all working hard. I mean, even Broncos getting back and defending, and Kansas City's just having a tough time breaking through right now.
Here's Goosens. Runfett plays it over to Ian Fraser. Fraser had the game winner against Dallas on Sunday. Dave Bonchek breaking in on that play. Bonchek hasn't seen much action tonight. Here's Ladouceur over the Kansas City line. Working on McClagan. Blocked by Kim Runfett out in front. Here's Runfett back the other way. Runfett, who made the block, carries it into the San Diego zone. Goosen circling in front. Oh, Runfett, close call. Just missed that far corner. May have nicked the post as it went by.
That was a nice run by Kim Runfett, trying to take that ball all the way down the field and just missing the goal.
Look at Goosens. Look at Goosens. Goosens, a shot. Just rolls it by. And they're going to call a foul here against San Diego. That's definitely obstruction. They were all over him. And he still managed to get a shot off.
Well, I think Goosen's looking for the penalty there.
Yeah. Goosens to Mitchell. Centers it. Sockers break it up. This is a 2-on-1. They got Cogsville in deep, and he can't make the play. Cogsville kicks it in the seats. Cogsville, as I said, is a big kid. He's 6'2", 200. He's from New York City, born and raised. Played at the University of North Carolina last year. I'll be back in a minute. 7 minutes left. 3-1 San Diego, third quarter.
There's a new kind of radio station, The River, 98.9 FM. You've probably heard about it. It's so different. Mellow, easy rock, the whole song every time. No talking over the music, ever. No games, no contests. They always tell you the songs they play, and it'll always be that way. There's never been anything like it before. Mellow, easy rock on The River, 98.9 FM.
As of right now, you can buy a brand new 1990 Excel at your Hyundai dealer for just $58.99. That's all. And it still comes standard with fuel-injected power, variable intermittent wipers, electric rear defroster, steel-belted radials, 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. In fact, over 70 standard features, all for just $58.99. Owl, not me.
Limited time cash rebates will save you hundreds on all new Excel. See your dealer for details.
For those of you who tuned in expecting to see Wise Guy, tonight's episode will be shown later this evening at 11:30 right here on KCTV5. Don Fortune and Enzo DePayday, we are live at Kemper Arena in Kansas City, where we've seen a very physical defensive struggle here since the first quarter. 3-1, San Diego leading the Comets. We're trying to win their 12th in a row, and of course head coach Dave Clements trying to pick up his 200th career victory as a head coach, which would put him in a very elite circle. Only 4 other coaches have done that, and one of them's in the building tonight, Ron Newman, the head coach of the Sockers. So far, the Comets, who've outshot San Diego in this game, have been unable to penetrate. Zoltan Toth has played a great game in goal, and defensively, the Sockers have really helped him out with a lot of blocked shots out in front. And here come the Sockers. This is Cacho, former Kansas City Comet. Gets it back to Ralph Black. Mitchell's on him. And a foul here is going to be called on that Annabelle, who got behind Wes Wade. Boy, poor Wes Wade's taking a beating tonight, isn't he?
Well, I tell you what, he's a big boy too, but you know, here he goes again. I mean, everybody's kind of taking a piece of him. You know, he's new. He's one of the rookies in the league, so everybody's kind of taking a piece.
That time, Castro took it from behind.
Against Kansas City. I tell you, one players that I see that is missing with San Diego is Perez. I mean,
Hugo Perez.
They're definitely missing him. I mean, he was a different type of player where he would take on players, he would make things happen, and that person is definitely missing.
Restart, shot is blocked, taken by Brian Quinn. It's loose out in front. Comets finally clear it as Doyle gets it out of there. They tell us that Paul Wright's goal, which came 8 seconds into the game, the first goal of the game, is the fastest goal in San Diego Sockers franchise history. Nice save by Dowler.
Well, there's a big save by Mike Dowler. He hasn't had to make a save, I don't think, this quarter, and then having to face a breakaway and to come up big like that, those are called big saves, and he's keeping the team in this game right now, and Kansas City's got to score a goal soon.
Restart. Concho, nice save again by Mike Dowler. And Mike Dowler's putting on a show right now.
Well, he's doing the best he can to keep him in the game. I mean, they scored early on, but really had no chance. He's keeping the team in this game.
There's a break in the action with 5:47 remaining in the third quarter here at Kemper.
Also, want to give yourself a treat? You want a taste that can't be beat? Have a little sunshine. Sunshine. Have a bunch, you can have it all. You have no cholesterol, have a little sunshine. Sunshine. Just about every cookie and cracker Sunshine makes has absolutely no cholesterol. Now what could be better than sunshine? Have a little sunshine. Have a little sunshine. Have a little sunshine.
At Kansas City Power and Light, more than 2,800 specialists are working to meet your energy needs, each with unique talents, knowledge, and skills. Together, they're your resource for energy expertise. Answering questions, solving problems, getting it done. Your energy team, Kansas City Power and Light. Ask us about energy.
So after the game, here we see one of the saves by Mike Dowler, a ball from Cogsville to Brian Quinn here, and Brian Quinn first times the ball, and Mike Dowler makes a big save. And here we see the last save that he just made here off of Guevara. Again, a big save that shot was labeled in the left right-hand corner. And again, Mike Dowler's having a great game, and he's doing what he can to keep the team in the game.
Number 2 goalkeeper in the MISL comes in here with a record of 14-8. Won his last 5 in a row, making his 4th straight start because Jim Gorsuch is still bothered with an injury. And he's been just sensational, to say the least. Restart. Nice block out in front. And Fraser will bring it up. 5:37 to go in the third quarter. 3-1 San Diego. See what the Comets can do here. They need a goal. I'd like to go into that fourth quarter only down by 1. Makes life a lot easier. Here's Greg Iron. Comets trying to keep their winning streak alive here at home, where they've won 11 straight. That's a franchise record. Fraser will chase it down. Friday night, the Wings will be in here. The Wings, of course, been challenging Kansas City for second place, but they're, what, 3 games back of the Comets right now. Oh, boy, I tell you, did Runfin get pushed on that one?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There was no penalty there, but I'll tell you what, this game's not over yet, and I think Kim and Watt will have another little run-in later on. What a great goal by Greg Iron.
Greg Iron drives it home, and the Comets are within 1. What a beautiful play by Iron.
Well, they almost needed a perfect goal to score, and that's what that was. Just absolutely perfect.
Greg Iron gives him 198 career points. He's only 2 short now of the 200 mark. Just 2 points is all he needs to go to 200, and Iron gets the goal. It's a 3-2 game, and this is what you want.
Well, here you see the ball from Tedek, who just takes the shot, and it's deflected off Jan Goossens, and Greg Iron just one-times it right in the left-hand corner. Beautiful goal.
Greg Iron has really been playing well. That's his 17th goal of the year.
Look how he hits his ball. It's just perfect, absolutely perfect. Zoltan Toth, no chance.
Goal comes at 10-16, and again, it's the Goose who just steers it his way and makes a great play himself to get the assist. So Goossens continues to rack up the points. He made the 500 club this year, last Friday night, 700 career points, or 500 career points rather, on the 7th player to do it. And you saw the kind of things that Goossens can do. He can not only score, but he can set you up.
Well, I tell you what, this year, Greg Ion, David Doyle, Tedek, those are the type of players that really have added some punch to the Comets. They've done a great job besides the players who were supposed to do the job.
Well, you're right, Enzo. We talked about that. You know, some of the things that what are some of the things that have turned this team around? And it's been the play of guys like Ian and you mentioned also Teddy Eck. I think Teddy Eck has been sensational as well.
Well, I think those are the players that really are not seen, and people really might not know who they are, and they just do a lot of work on the field. They're always working hard, and maybe they might not get the points, but they work hard game in and game out.
Ian's been on fire of late. You know, he had 2 goals Sunday. He scored 2 goals Sunday against Dallas, and now he's got a goal here tonight, so he's got 3 goals in the last 2 games. And Zoltan Toth comes up with a save that time. Here's Runfed playing it back to Dowler in the box, and Dowler will kick it back out to center. Runfed steers it over to Barry Wallace. Wallace will bring it up for the Comets. 3:50 to go. It's 3-2. This has been a good soccer game. Wallace, West Wade on him. Runfed gets it into the zone, gets around the big kid Cogsville. And now they call the foul on Kansas City for pushing. .336 to go. Look at Ladouceur make a couple of moves right there. Look at this, 15 saves in this game for Zoltan Toth. Mike Dowler's made 8, but he's made some big ones.
Well, I think both goalkeepers have made some big saves. I mean, some excellent saves tonight.
It's been a good defensive game. It really has. Good close checking, and the referees, for the most part, have really let them play.
Well, a lot of times you see a lot of defensive games that are boring, or that you really don't see enough action in them. Or this game here, even though it's 3-2,
we've seen a lot of action. Yeah, a lot of good plays, a lot of good offensive moves, a lot of big saves, a lot of good shots. It's been that kind of a game. It's had a little bit of everything, even a shootout.
Really?
We've seen just about everything in this game tonight.
You don't see very many shootouts.
No.
This is the first one I've seen this year, and you know, you don't see very many of those.
Good look at Doug Neely here. The Comets get ready to take the kick in with 3:01 to go. We're live at Kemper Arena. Don't forget a full report on this day in sports, including the Royals' extra inning win down in Florida, coming up on Kansas City's News at 10. Cacho Comets really pressuring now, Enzo. They sense a chance to take control of this game.
Well, I think you can see the change of pace right now, and you know, stats being stats. I know a lot of coaches don't like to go by stats, but when the Comets are leading after the third quarter, they're 19-0, and I'm sure that Dave Clements knows these things. And when they're trailing, they're 2-14. So I'm sure he realizes this, even though there's no belief in the stats, but they're aware of them.
Loose out in front. Sockers can't clear it. Teddy Eck controls. Crowds really come alive. Eck looking for Mitchell, who tries the heel kick into the goal. And he's marked closely on defense. Eck goes down. They play on. Comets really pressuring. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Here come the Sockers. It's getting really physical now as Ian Fraser gets called for the push that time on Bronco Segota. There's the guy you got to watch right now, Bronco Segota, especially on a restart here in your zone.
Well, I think that's one thing they have to be aware of. I mean, with the enthusiasm, they can't take any stupid penalties right here, especially when you're playing against Bronco Segota. The referees like to protect those type of players, and they know the fouls and everything else, so they were very fortunate that wasn't a penalty.
Nice block out in front. Greg Ion was there, so was McClagan. And Neely will leave it for Ian Fraser, who will bring it up. Ian Fraser plays it into Goosens in the corner. Goosens gets double teamed, as has been the case most of the night. Now he's triple teamed as Segota gets in there. Zoltan Toth has to kick it out. And McClagan, who's seen a lot of action tonight, plays it over to Kim Runfed. Runfed to Goosens. Goosens on Gabara. Tries to turn on him, can't do it. Loose again, and Goosens plays it to Runfed. Boy, the Comets have really controlled the game now. It's like the floor is tilted and they're in. A shot that time is just wide and partially blocked, taken by Bonchek. Inside a minute to go in the third quarter as Bonchek's shot was blocked. Sockers come the other way. Gabara, just wide. Watch out here. Oh! Quinn fanned on it. Segota gave him a good pass. And a great save by Dowler on George Fernandez. As Fernandez got off a good shot. Now Segota goes down. Fraser goes down. Boy, it is really getting rough out there, Enzo.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you can get some highlight pictures here on some of the saves these goalkeepers made tonight. Incredible saves tonight.
Restart, Segota. Looking in the box, and a goal. Paul Wright gets the hat trick, his third goal of the night. A restart of the Kansas City zone triggered by Segota, and Paul Wright's got a hat trick. Well, it is 4-2 San Diego.
Paul Wright's having a big game. We said that from the first quarter that he, you know, has been giving through the Comets trouble tonight. And here we see that come off a restart where Bronco Segota was taken down. And again, you know, the referees are going to call it 90% of the time against the defenders, and they score a goal on the restart.
Ian Fraser pulled Segota down to give the San Diego Sockers this restart, and Segota just tips it off the boards right there. And it comes out loose, and Wright alertly pounces on it and drives it home.
If we can see the play here, look at Bronco plays it off the boards, and then Brian Quinn just tips the ball, and then it goes between Kim Rotenven's legs, and the odds of that happening, you know, or Kevin Crow, and then it's amazing how that game came through.
Crow gets the assist on that. It is 4-2 San Diego. Paul Wright, now remember, came to this team just a few weeks ago on a trade with Cleveland that sent Zoran Karic, who was their #1 scorer last season, to Cleveland. And Paul Wright, you remember, gave Kansas City fits when he was with Cleveland earlier this season.
Well, I think when they traded Karic to Cleveland, I think he's got 49 points this year so far. They're wondering why they traded him, but I think for both teams they made a good decision. They're both playing well for, you know, either team.
Well, I think over in Cleveland, Hoskevy wanted another veteran player. You know, it's a stabilizing factor, didn't he?
Well, I think that, and I think somebody.
With 3 seconds left, they've taken Dowler out and put Kim Runfed in because the kick-in is coming deep inside the San Diego zone. Kansas City will try for the extra attacker here. There's the horn. Good gamble. It doesn't work. The important thing is that the Comets had got to within 1, but they trail again by 2 as Paul Wright's third goal of the night puts San Diego ahead 4-2. The fourth quarter is coming up.
put it this way. If I have any more kids, it's not going to be... My marriage won't be so good.
Bye, honey. Have a nice day at work. Hello, you-ho.
Funny you should ask. I did bring some pictures. But don't make me laugh. You're going to wrinkle my...
And I figure if you're nearsighted in one eye and farsighted in the other, there's got to be some balance there.
No, they're for decoration. Whoever invented high heels hated women.
It's a good attitude. I've been lucky. You're nice.
Some things are better not seen.
You got a little speck. You got a little speck right there.
The one and only Moscow Circus, the official circus of the Soviet Union, is coming to Kansas City. See it on Family Night, Friday, April 27th at 7:30. And if you're among the first 2,000 kids in attendance, you'll receive this delightful keepsake stuffed bear from KCTV5 and Steve's Shoes. The Moscow Circus is acclaimed as the finest circus in the world. 11 spectacular acts, including the incredible Ibragimov trained bears. Horses, clowns, teeterboard acrobats, aerialists. They're all here in the Moscow Circus, April 25th through 29th at Kemper Arena.
I'm Beverly Breckenridge for this week's Bargain Finders, exclusively on KCTV5. Due to the snow last Saturday, C&J Photographic Equipment is repeating their sale, but for only one day, this Saturday. Prices are slashed on nearly everything in stock. Plus, see the largest camera and lighting showrooms at C&J Photo this Saturday. Chemical companies may be robbing your lawn of nutrients. This year, let BioTurf Lawn Care build a healthy lawn's future by using common sense and putting natural organisms to work. Call BioTurf Lawn Care for more information and a free estimate. Hurry to your Yamaha dealer this week and get $500 in free accessories when you buy a brand new Yamaha Radian. See Shawnee Cycle Plaza, Schrautz Yamaha, Honda Yamaha North, or Yamaha Suzuki South. You'll be riding high on your new Radian, and so will your bank account with $500 extra that you don't have to spend on accessories. Look as good as you feel with a Yamaha Radian. You're watching Bargain Finders.
Comets lead at 4-2. But are in danger here of having their 11-game win streak at Kemper Arena broken unless they can do something here in the next quarter. And you got to feel the way the Comets have been shooting the ball tonight that things are going to happen for them. It's been an interesting game and a really good game. Boy, Bonchek's shot right there. Zoltan Toth did get a piece of that.
He did, and here was one of the saves that he made, and that was late in the third quarter, and he made a big save, and then the San Diego came down the other end, and Mike Dowler made a great save. So they've been having a great game, both goalkeepers.
8,044 have been on hand, hoping that they can see the Comets make it 12 straight at Kemper. They are 18-3 at home this season. That is the best home record of any team in the MISL. But they don't do too well when they're trailing after 3, do they?
We'll just scratch that off for right now.
Well, but that's on the road. At home, they're 1-1 trailing after 3. Right? On the road, after 3, they're 1-13.
That's why, as a player, we never looked at stats.
Don't look at stats. They're 1-1 at home when they trail after 3. That's a good stat.
That's a good stat.
We'll live with that one. There's Wes Wade as we start the fourth quarter. Runfen is back. Runfen gets back in front of him, and Dowler makes a nice save as he grabs that one off the boards. Now Runfen and Wade get into it. Uh-oh. A little push here by Kim Runfen. Officials saying, let's cool it, boys. I'm going to let you play. I'll give you a break.
Well, if that was another player doing that, there definitely would have been a whistle. But since it was Kim Runfen, most referees know that who they are. They're experienced players, that the play went on.
Sockers are tough, boy, when they are leading after 3, and that's the Comets overall. 2-14 when they trail after 3, but 1-1 when they trail after 3 at home. Where the Comets, of course, have lost only 3 times this season. No. There's a whistle that time, and David Doyle will get called for dangerous play. Paul Wright, coming here from Cleveland, has been magnificent tonight with 3 goals. Watch Doyle here. Goes after Wright. He's got to go after this ball. All over dangerous play.
Well, since the fouls don't count anymore as far as the 6 foul rule anymore, a lot of players are taking a little more chances.
They only count when they give you a restart in your end and set up a goal. That one hurt.
Really.
Get there, show him out, show him out, show him out.
Dowler shouting out instructions. Boy, he comes in so clearly. You can hear him way up here. Ralph Black. Comets coming out to meet San Diego and pressure. Dowler comes out of the goal and kicks it out of there. Now Mitchell, couple of moves in the middle. Can't control it though. And Kevin Cacho rather has it. Over to Black. Back to Cacho, the former Comet. Nice play by Barry Wallace, who heads it away. Comets can't take it away. Now Doyle has it. Here's Doyle for Mitchell. Mitchell, Black hustled back. Mitchell was all alone for a second. Segota comes back as well. Black takes a dive right there, as one fan emphasized.
Unfortunately, if it was a little bit better ball by David Doyle, I mean, Dale Mitchell had a breakaway there.
Yeah, he had a breakaway. He was alone.
He had to wait for the ball when it was played and really had no chance after that.
Doyle couldn't quite get it to him quick enough. And that gave Black time to get back on defense, and Segota as well.
Well, one thing I've noticed with this new ball that they're playing with is it doesn't skip off the turf like the old ball used to. Even when the goalkeepers throw the ball, I don't see that release going as far.
You mean in the old red ball?
With the old red ball. I mean, it used to skip off the carpet a lot faster, where this one seems to hold up a little more.
Restart Kansas City. 12:48 to go. Goosens will take it to Fraser. Fraser a shot. Close call. Now Ladouceur runs at Fraser. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell tries to push his way past Cacho. Can't do it. Jacques Ladouceur, the veteran, plays it over to the near side to Fernandez. Now Ladouceur. And Bronco has it. San Diego struggled much of the season. Everybody thought they were going to fold, but they didn't. They've come on strong. Oh, Stowler again on Segota once more. I think he stopped Segota about 4 times straight on.
Well, it's a great save by Mike Dowler, and it's great how Bronco used the defender as a screen and then just bent the ball around the defender. And Mike Dowler was very alert because those are balls you can't really see as a goalkeeper.
Trippard calls